lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aries Only, where I channel messages for Aries only. Today we're doing a reading I'm super excited about that I wanted to do for a long time. I just got a new deck that is kind of confusing, so like but I don't know, we're gonna see how it goes. But we're gonna do basically a reading to see what was your relationship like in a past life with the person on your mind. So let's see, for Aries, the Aries watching, what was the main theme of the relationship with our person? Oh, in their past life. We have the mountain. Okay. With the seed on the bottom of the deck. So that's telling me that there could have been a lot of obstacles in the way of this connection. I feel like this is also a number 33. So it's like whatever these obstacles were, it's like you mastered them in your past life and somehow overcame them, even if, I don't know, like the warrior, the mask. I feel like somebody maybe was like wearing a mask, and I feel like there's like a single figure on this card standing at the heart of the mountain, like burning in the fire and the flames. It's like almost like you mastered the pain maybe of like living without your person. I'm getting a vibe like that. Also, all right, you can't really see it now, but I feel like this could be a twin flame, because when I first like lit this candle, sorry, like this candle's gonna go out because I like ruined it. There was like two flames burning here, so I was getting a twin flame vibe, but that doesn't have to be for everybody. But that would make sense, especially having like a past life to begin with the person. But let's see what else we can get here. So I feel like there were definitely a lot of obstacles, and it's like, especially if you feel like there are like obstacles in between you and your person, or almost like I'm getting a sense like maybe your person's here in the mountain. It's like almost like you're inside the mountain, not trying to get over it. It's like you're in a maze trying to like find each other or get out of it or something. It's like you can't do either. You can't find your person. You can't get out of this maze. You can't get out of this flames. It's like I'm getting a vibe like that, and I feel like it could have been something very similar in like this life and a past life, and it's almost like when you felt it again in this life, I feel like it was like almost like a battle cry of like, ah, like it's almost like you remembered this pain or this frustration. I'm getting frustration, and we're like very upset that you had to deal with it again in this lifetime. And it's like you may not even have like said it to yourself that way, but almost like that's the way Spirit's bringing it through for me, where like this again, like you're doing this again, like you could feel so much like intense frustration at your person, because it's like something that you've already dealt with, maybe even in multiple lifetimes, maybe like 3, maybe 33, maybe 6, something like that. But it's like, again, we're dealing with this, like again, you haven't learned, like, and maybe even you are the role of this teacher here. And your person's more like a younger soul than you, or just you have that relationship where it's like teacher student, and you're just like, how do you not get it yet? It's like this frustration like on a soul level of like, we've been through this though, like why don't you ever learn? Like you want to like, hello, like metaphorically like shake your person here. So who are you in this dynamic between you and your person? What was your role in your past life? Woo. We have Virgin. Maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, and fear of intimate union is the flip side of that energy. We also have Guide. Again, that teacher energy represents the nature of the divine in life and yourself. Places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So I feel like this also could have gotten to a place where like your frustration maybe made you want to like, or your impatience, I'm getting, what is that one? It was like sticking out to me. I think I lost it. Has almost, it makes you feel frustrated. Oh, not that you want to control. I mean, but almost like it gets to a point where you feel like your efforts are wasted and you feel very impatient with your person. This is speaking of like sexual, like with Virgin, I'm getting like that kind of purity. This says of heart and spirit. I feel like something that you could do is maybe wait for this person, almost like close yourself off to others in a way to almost prove your loyalty to this person. This is something that could have gone on in past lifetimes, I'm getting, where you maybe were like saving yourself for this person. Let's see your person's role. What was your person's role in the relationship in your past life. This is advocate and child magic. Let's just get one. What was, okay, prostitute. I mean, okay, so this is definitely like 2 cards connoting like sexual, the sexuality is a good way, I guess, to like represent what you're, you know, just to represent your romantic union, I guess. It's like, it's making it very cut and dry is what I'm trying to say. In the past, again, maybe, like I was saying, you were trying to like stay pure for your person, and your person was maybe not giving you that same respect back, and maybe that's where this frustration comes in. Your person's like open to everything. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. And then the shadow is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So maybe almost like your person was dependent on, I'm not even necessarily getting, I mean, they could have been like a little bit slutty here. Like, I'm not necessarily even getting that. I'm getting more so like a financial dependency on maybe parents, and maybe like it's something in your past life where maybe you were like a commoner and they were like wealthy, like merchant class or something, and you were like a peasant, and or some other like thing where it's like they were dependent on like their parents or some sort of status coming from their family, and that was like the metaphorical mountain between you, because they needed like an inheritance, or they needed the land they were going to inherit. They had to like they were going to inherit some sort of title or lands or something like that, like, and they have money like some like on top of them, and you have hearts and like pink like heart chakra vibes. They have money. It's almost like there was like that discrepancy between what you both valued, and you could be seeing something like that again in this lifetime, where they're more interested in sexual things. Could be again something where they need an inheritance or something like that, or they're putting their career ahead of finding like this pure love here. And on your end, fear of intimate union, this could be like affecting, you could be feeling frustrated because it's like you're saving yourself for your person. I was getting that right away. Maybe literally like where you want to prove to them that you're trustworthy or something like that. But maybe you know they have trust issues or something like that. Maybe it's like almost though that you want to like show them that they can trust you, and that you're maybe almost because you feel that like you lack money, you're going to show them like how good of a person you are or something like that, the value of your heart, I'm getting. But at the same time, when this says fear of an intimate union, I feel like this could be keeping you from maybe matching up with somebody that is wanting to like accept your heart and thinks you're, you know, good enough just as you are. Not that this person doesn't. This is all about your past life anyway as well. So this could be where they almost like their material things were more important, where they didn't even look at commoners or peasant people like, you know, at all in that way. Or maybe they did, because it's almost like that was like their lesson in life, in this lifetime that they had with you in the past. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Like, it wasn't enough for them to survive. They wanted to have like all these material things that they were promised, and even if they did feel some sort of connection with you, they would have dismissed it, I'm getting, in their past life, in order to like sort of keep the money flowing. It looks like they're very much enjoying it. They maybe even sexually enjoyed rolling around in the sheets with other people here. Maybe even if they were a male, entertaining prostitutes, if they were a female, being a prostitute. So it could be either one. We have a virgin and a prostitute. Like, these are two very like black and white depictions of like what your connection was, like so opposite. So very, very interesting. We have this alchemist energy, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. I feel like with that, it's almost like things had to be very drastic and painful in order to like alchemize and change and like have you learn your lessons here. Let's see what else we can get from this gypsy fortune telling cards. Oh wait, there's still more cards left in the deck, sorry. What was your role in a past life, Aries? We have Number 12, this is like the Queen of Diamonds. So it's like the Queen of Pentacles. Children signify friendly disposition, gentleness. Okay. So I'm almost getting, again, with this children energy here. It's almost like this innocence, this same sort of like virgin energy where it's like, even I see these two, maybe you played together as children in your past life or something like that, but with this Queen of Pentacles, maybe like your person's mother was very like against it, almost like, why are you playing with that common child or something like that. I've been watching too much, like, you know, that show Rain. It was on the CW, like, about the Queen of Scotland. I'm like obsessed with it. Now I'm like thinking in like an English accent every time. I'm like, you know, thinking in my own head because I've been binge watching it. But almost like, I just saw an episode like that where it's like, we don't want them playing with the peasant children or something like that. So it could have been something like that where like your person had some sort of status and you didn't. And even as children, you knew each other, but there was some sort of Queen of Pentacles figure in the way, like, sort of like, you know, looking down on you or something like that. And maybe that's like a theme now coming through, even if you haven't met your person's mother, but maybe where you think that their mother would look down on you, and that sort of issue is like presenting itself in that way. This says fish. The fish is the emblem of riches through stocks, but if distant, it foretells failure and disaster. So it's almost like, again, there's money was a factor here. When you think about like children, and like children don't look at money and material things like that. And I feel like you in your past life didn't look through the world through the eyes of like money and status and power. You looked through the eyes of love, whereas like maybe your person came from like a different sort of background. What was their role? What more can we find out? I like that this was kind of telling a story here. What more can we find out about your past life with this person? What's that? Okay. Woo! This is like the Nine of Cups. Number 16, the ship is the symbol of riches, and when near indicates wealth by inheritance or trade. It also foretells a voyage. So again, I'm getting, that's like kind of like the vibe I was getting right away. Also, maybe like your person moved away for work, was like sent somewhere, because this is also saying on the back of the deck here, the railroad forecasts a long journey. If near 44, a serious accident. If near 29, a robbery. I don't know about that, but I'm just, there's like this ship here, and this is talking about riches as well. So it's almost like maybe the parents, like this queen, like sent, maybe like there was like something like boarding school or something that separated you. There's something like that that like was like defined by the riches, like something that only the rich would do, like go away to boarding school, or to go away to like, you know, sent to another country to like finishing school, you know, something like that, in order, maybe even in order to keep apart. But I don't even necessarily think, because I feel like as your person got older, they were kind of like drunk with the power and the status, and were maybe very dismissive. It looks like you're looking over at your person, but they're like looking up, just daydreaming about their riches is kind of how I'm seeing this. So let's get some of these to see what else we can get here. What was going on in the past? Life here. We have knighthood. Very interesting. So that could have been like the time period whenever there were like knights and things like that. Maybe it was almost like, oh, look, in slavery, I'm getting like, maybe it's like, again, this is what I'm getting from the show Rain that I'm watching, but it's like when that noble woman falls in love with like the guy in the kitchens or something like that, where it's like a difference of class. Let's see. Ooh, that's too many. What else can we get from the past life? I feel like almost like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna change this and do this like in the middle. I just like thought about it, and I feel like it doesn't really translate for like individual. I just want to do it more like, what was like the relationship in the past? Yeah, look at this. We're gonna do it like this. Okay, Greco-Roman, unrequited love, which is exactly what I was getting, and forgiveness. And I feel like that was the lesson. And I feel like almost like I'm getting that, like, I'm getting like, this is you and this is your person. And I feel like, yes, you were the one that had to deal with the unrequited love kind of a thing. Maybe this did take place in, I guess, is this Italy or Greece or something like that. But I'm almost getting like, maybe not even in the lifetime, but like in the afterlife of your last lifetime, I feel like your two souls maybe like met up and like there was forgiveness given. And then that's why maybe in this lifetime that you're in, if you're dealing with some sort of like unrequited love or something like that, it could be really triggering for you guys, because it's like you thought that you would move past this on a soul level, but it's like the same scenario is kind of like playing out. Or maybe your person's more into like in a more selfish energy with the Nine of Cups here. And even if this is speaking of you in this Queen of Pentacles energy, that's a very giving, similar to like an Empress energy. So I feel like you've really mastered your lesson here is kind of how I'm seeing this, or you're going to in this lifetime. But if we're looking at this as if it's like a twin flame, like we have the 3 representing divine feminine energy and the 4 representing divine masculine energy, we have this 33, which is to me like a mastery of that 3 energy, of that feminine energy. So you either have in this lifetime or the last lifetime, or you will soon. And I feel like your person, I'm getting that they're still in a more selfish energy. They have their mind, they want to explore, they want to, again, this is in the past, they had their mind on riches, on excitement, voyages, everything that their money can bring them in a selfish way. Whereas like you wanted to take all your hearts here and like keep them safe to give away to your person. Whereas your person, I'm almost getting like they're collecting trophies, they're collecting conquests and things like that. So what else can we get here? These cards are a little confusing. So let's see, who is Aries in a past life? What can we get about their personality or their life circumstances? Okay. I'm just going to put this. Maybe we'll get 2. But we have a writer, messenger, publisher. Okay. I don't know if we want to take all these 3. Let's take 1. Who is Aries? Okay, this is like way too many. Who is Aries in a past life? Oh my goodness. Oh my God, look at that though. Obsessive love, jealousy. All right. Who is Aries? Oh my God. Can we please just get 1? Who is Aries in a past life, spirit? All right. Alchemist, Wiccan, sorcerer or sorceress, magic, illusionist, things like that. Okay, so maybe that would make sense. Maybe you're like a heretic or something like that. Some sort of like the faith was mystical, trauma, loss of status or reputation. I feel like you didn't really have status. Death from hypothermia. All right, lessons in power. So I feel like that would make sense with what I'm seeing here. Almost like you had to learn that like power trumps love or something like that, but also learn that like that's not true, and sort of, I don't know, like maybe it's like you almost had to like let go of like a fairy tale. Because remember we had that knight energy coming here at first, so I feel like it's almost like you believed that like this person was like a knight that was gonna like overcome their love of power and just like have like a fairy tale ending with you or something, and then it's like you had to face the reality of that not happening. This says writer, scribe, publisher, messenger. Maybe you wrote this person letters or something and you were like mocked for it. Older woman was the identity, or maybe you arranged marriage. Maybe this person had an arranged marriage and that's why they sailed away or something. The trauma was exile. Maybe you felt like just exiled from what you really wanted out of your life or something like that. What about for your person? Let's see what we can get. These cards are kind of confusing. We have cowboy, Wild West, settler, indigenous person, identity, lover. I get that. Miscarriage or died at birth, lost civilization, oppression, fanatical faith, love is a spinster. I feel like your person was like an eternal bachelor almost. I know I just said arranged marriage, but maybe that was you and you had to like enter in some sort of marriage for like your stature, or like, you know, to sort of like move yourself up in the world for your family or something like that. I feel like your person was like almost like a little bit reckless here. Maybe they were like a lifelong bachelor that never really settled down, and maybe that's something that you could like sort of attest to in this lifetime. They took their riches and just did I don't know what they like traveled. I'm getting, this says settler and like stuff. So maybe they even went to America. Maybe you guys were somewhere in Europe or something. Oh yeah, Europe. And they like went to America or something, the Wild West here. They went west on a ship, and you entered into some sort of like arranged marriage or something like that. That's way too many. Let me get one more for your person. Who were they in a past life? Just one card, please. It's two. Look at this though, like polygamist, Casanova. I mean, I really feel like this is, and then this says death, abandonment, war, unexplained disappearance. I feel like that is loss of a loved one. I feel like this person kind of like left you, or like left where you were both from and just killed the dream for you. Exiled, forced underground, disowned, shamed. I feel like this is you, because this like landed on your pile. I feel like, again, maybe you like wrote them, expressed your feelings to them somehow, and then you were made to sort of like suffer the consequences by this person, even though like you thought that like because you were friends together when you were children and you had that sort of special love between you, that they would understand, or at least even if they weren't like feeling the same way, that they would at least let you down easy. But it's like they almost shamed you and embarrassed you and maybe even caused you to be like exiled or something like that. This says peasant, hunter, woodsman, farmer. So I do feel like there is that sort of like class difference here. I feel like almost like your person maybe like went west and like lost all their money and then sort of had to deal with sorry, let me just see, like almost like they had to experience life like the way you had to live it or something when they were like on the other side, like in another country, like they ran out of money or something. Very interesting. This is two. Let's just get one. Okay. Woo! We have competitor, failure. Yeah, failure. I feel like they failed at life or something like that, even though it was so important to them, and they gave up, like, you know, they kind of like treated people like as less than them, but then it was almost like they lost everything too. Look, social, sexual, limitation or disease, religious. I feel like people gossiped about them, or they weren't that well received as they thought or something like that. All right, very interesting. Let's see how your connection played out in your past life. Let's see what we can see. Or let's see how it's playing out in this life as it relates to the past. That would be like kind of the same. So we have temperance. Let me just make sure you can see this. And it's like in the shot. Yeah, can I go down here? That's good. Maybe I'll move that up a little bit. Okay. What can you tell us about Aries connection? We have the Four of Pentacles. That's way too many. What can you tell us about? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. What can you tell me about Aries? Okay. Oh. What can you tell me about Aries' relationship with their person in their past life? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Okay. And then we have the Six of Cups. Again, this is sort of that vibe I was getting like from you guys being children or something like that. So I feel like this could be playing out in this lifetime in a similar way, where it's like you feel that special soul connection. Maybe you feel like you've known them since you were a kid. Maybe that's the same in this life, or maybe if you haven't, it's just you recognize this purity here, and you are definitely more able to recognize it with this virgin energy here. I feel like something you learned in your past life was like patience with temperance, and that's like another big theme in your relationship today. I'm not necessarily seeing this as like a timeline. I'm seeing this as just like individual themes going on here. So the first one being patience and having to accept things as they are, needing to understand how there could be a love that's so pure, but not have it be meant to happen in this lifetime, almost like trusting in divine timing. We have that lesson being reiterated here with the Wheel of Fortune. Having to understand that maybe like you and your person are in two different places, whereas like maybe you're, for instance, in the energy of temperance, they're just like kind of testing their strengths in this Magician energy. I'm seeing that they say that the temperance energy is the magician on steroids. So I feel like that's saying that you're more evolved than your person is. You're more spiritually evolved, whereas your person is almost like more so trying to manipulate the physical world. You're more so like trying to uncover the mysteries of the spiritual, if that makes sense. It's like you're on two different levels. I'm just almost getting that almost your person sees that they can't really be in a romantic relationship until they have something more substantial to offer. Whereas I feel like almost like I'm getting this as you, and you're still like holding yourself back, like almost waiting for this person. I feel like you could be like, I'm happy to devote my life to like more spiritual things. I know this is my person or something like that. Kind of like a similar vibe from your last lifetime. I feel like you almost, but then I feel like things are going to change in this lifetime where you're not going to want to do that anymore. I'm kind of getting a vibe like that. Where that you're going to have like a very similar reaction that you had in your past life of like, if I just wait, if I just show this person that it's only for them and like I can kind of hold out for them, maybe I can like change their mind or something like that. But then with the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like I feel like time is going to take like move you, and you may move beyond this fear and sort of realize that you have to live your life and that you can change your own fortune, and that while you may feel a very deep spiritual love with this person, like almost like they're not like the only person for you, and that you can sort of like maybe keep your life moving. Like I feel like the Four of Pentacles is a very stagnant energy, and the Wheel of Fortune denotes movement. So going from this energy to this energy, it's like something changes where you like overcome this fear, because this Virgin energy, like while it is very noble to like keep yourself chaste for like your person, or keep yourself pure, or whatever, however you want to say, it comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from a place of like, I'm not good enough, so I have to like renounce all other lovers in the hope that this person might come back to me or something like that, when they're clearly in this prostitute energy. Like they're clearly in this Knight of Cups energy where they're sort of like not really sticking to their word, a little flimsy, a little bit, you know, they're not really solid here. So I don't know. And then I feel like that's what's going to change for you, where you're going to sort of like overcome this fear. And it doesn't mean, oh, you're going to go start like sleeping with all these different people, but it just means that you're not going to be living your life based on fear of like losing this person. Like you're going to like be more like willing to try new things, to learn new things, because this is a fixed energy, and this is like fixed ideas like finally moving. I feel like you're going to overcome this in this lifetime and just start living your life for you. And then yeah, your person here is in the Magician energy. They're at the start of like their fool's journey here, where you're sort of like at the midway point with Temperance. It goes up to number 21 and Temperance is number 14. So yeah, you're like 2/3 of the way there actually. Your person's just starting. It's like almost like you're recognizing that you're at different points on the wheel. You're up here, they're down here. Like I want to have some fun in the meantime, because the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance are both Sagittarian energies, Jupiter energies. You want to expand beyond your current mindset is how I'm seeing that in this lifetime. That is what you're meant to learn here. Is your person is in this more mercurial energy. The Magician is represented by Mercury, which is like more of like detail oriented, like not small minded, but it's thinking about things in a more rational or logical way, whereas Temperance is more able to think about things in a big picture way. I feel like that's the difference between you. Your mindsets aren't really lining up yet. It's almost like you're holding on to things for your person, but your person's like giving things away, like in that direction, not in your direction. Does that make sense? And it's like you're able to finally recognize that they're maybe on a quest for power. They're on a quest for something else, like, and it's like they need to quest to find that. And it's, again, we have a Knight here, so it's like I feel like you're willing to let them go find what they need to find. And I feel like that's the lesson. If you haven't learned it yet, I feel like that's the lesson that you're meant to learn in this lifetime, that like you don't want to be seduced by romantic illusions anymore. With the Moon being in reverse, it's like something has come to the surface that you can't ignore. And it's like, while it's true that like there is this spiritual love here, it's also true that like it's the illusion of this this romantic illusion is sort of keeping me stuck from living my life. And it's like, doesn't mean that like it's never going to come back together, but it's just, I feel like you're going to find peace with this situation in this lifetime. So let's get some tea leaves, which are where? Right here. Or should we get some of these too to see? Like different careers and stuff that you could have in your past life, or maybe even in this life for you guys. We have paralegal. What else for your past life? Oh, architect. Okay. Teacher. I was getting that teacher energy, I feel like, right from the beginning for Aries. Tattoo artist. Okay, more like artistic or like, but we do have architect. Maybe you're like really good at school and stuff like that. Rehab counselor. Okay, so maybe there's like some sort of like drug or alcohol problems. That might be for your person. Let's see. We have a counselor or therapist. And astrologer. Which is interesting. Video game designer. Doctor, and even counselor or therapist I associate with like doctors and stuff like that. So I feel like they could have some sort of high standing or something, or be like have some sort of like artistic talent that gets them rich. Veterinarian. Yeah, there's something with like doctors, like having like a high end sort of position here. Let's see, let's get one that's just like for extra confirmation for you guys. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. And oh, they got January, but that's just like ice and frozen. So I feel like they're a little cold in their past lifetime too. And I feel like you were willing to accept that. Again, that's just reiterating. But let's see in this lifetime what's gonna like go on between you guys. Bell, announcement. Okay. Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. So I feel like this is all pretty positive so far. Boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. I feel like your person's kind of in the same place as their past lifetime, where I feel like with you, it's almost like you're gonna like maybe elevate yourself in this life. Pineapple, reconciliation. Okay. And broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. So maybe it's almost like, I feel like at the end of this journey in this lifetime, if you guys aren't together for whatever reason, I feel like your person is the one that's going to be almost like upset about it, like, and is going to feel like they lost out. Let's look. Crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise for your person. Funnel, period of frustration and lessons to be learned. It's almost like maybe they have to lose you in this lifetime. But you know how I was saying that like at the beginning you learned your lessons or something in the last lifetime, and maybe just like kind of top them off again in this lifetime. It's like your person, I think, has to do that now. So I don't know. Star, guaranteed success here. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of financial success at the very least and be very happy in this lifetime. And look, for your person, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. I feel like they are learning things. Beware of self-delusion on a more spiritual level here. Financial pinch. I feel like you're gonna like a lot of your focus on this lifetime is going to be financial, whereas like your person is more spiritual and like emotional. Even though it might not start out that way, it's going to like evolve into that, and I feel like that's good for them. So all right guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.